Hello, hello, my green skins. We got a two for today. We are doing Conan the Barbarian review. Barbarian month, the last movie we're going to be doing. Unfortunately, I wanted to do Dragon Slayer, but I guess we'll wait for another fantasy movie fest to do that. So, Sharingan, my good sir, what do you think of Conan the Barbarian?
Okay. On the one hand, I enjoyed it, but objectively speaking, at least the version I had, I feel like it dragged on a bit too long in some scenes. But the only thing that kept me invested was the fact that it was Schwarzenegger. So I think the star power, in a way, outshines the movie itself.
I'm in disagreement. I think it's a beautiful movie. I think it's worth every second of it, and I think it's a very ambient movie. I think it has a lot of energy, a lot of gravity, and it's really well done. Really, really well done. It's not the perfect movie, but damn, is it one of the best fantasy movies out there. If you were to ask anybody out there, I think this is probably in their top 10. So let's break this down. So, what did you think about the music? We'll start with that.
It certainly stood out from the other movies we've watched in Barbarian Month. There was even a
Mm-hmm.
moment, especially in the opening credits, I thought Jerry Goldstein composed the music, and for those who don't know, that's the guy who did the music for. Sorry, he did the music for Rambo. I think he also did Planet of the Apes. He's got some big movies under his belt.
Yeah, it's the music in this has a lot of gravity. That's actually the reason this movie's so good. There are so many scenes where it is done so good, and there's so many quotable moments in this movie, and the music adds so much flavor to it. It's funny because it's only like technically 10. I think it's like the most music. I think it's 10 tracks is actually this entire thing. It's not as bad as Crawl, where goddamn the same fucking which is amazing, which is a beautiful song. It's really really well done. But that's like swear to Lord, I swear to everything that's holy out there. It's uh, it's it's literally the only track they use. I can't think of any other track but that big bombastic one, which is beautiful at the same time. But this one has 10 tracks, and this is one of the few times I can say I have the soundtrack. I've gotten it once. I heard they're gonna digitally remaster it. I'm gonna get the remastered version when it comes out. It's good. And if you do D&D, man, you put that the Hammer of Crom, the combat, man, combat feels amazing when you play that song. So, as a little trick for those DMs. So, what did you think of the acting?
Um, I've said this before to other people, and I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is a better actor than people give him credit for. People always like to make fun of how he's like,
Oh, I agree. I agree. I agree. I actually agree that sometimes Conan, like, sorry, not Conan, Arnold. Arnold is an amazing actor. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I think the movie that best showcases his acting ability was Predator, in my opinion. But
Yeah, I would say his best acting was probably, yeah, Predator's probably his best one. I can't think of another one where he was actually doing his best work. Like you can really tell when he phones it in, he phones it in. But when he does 100%, you can see the 100%.
and despite the unconventional role, I think Kindergarten Cop actually also he demonstrates some of his finest acting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the actors now the actors in this film did their best. I mean, this is obviously a big budget film, so they're going to give
Oh,
their all.
watch what you're gonna say. James Earl Jones is in this. You insult that guy, you never hear the end of it.
Dude, I was gonna not do nothing but praise this movie's acting. The only,
Yeah.
well, speaking of James Earl Jones, we don't see much of him, and I was hoping to see more of him. I guess
I
that's one of
think
the downsides of the movie.
yeah. I think that James Earl Jones in this movie, it's one of the few times you're going to hear me actually, because usually it's usually that guy or that villain because I usually don't know names, but he did a great job. I think he was fun. I think he was a great character. As a fan of the comics, this is a lot going to be a really biased opinion, but yeah, yeah, it's really well done for that. I think the acting's amazing. It's not perfect. There are a couple actors that are a little mediocre, but it's still good. And there are so many scenes in this that are really good. So let's go to fight choreography. What do you think of the fight choreography?
Great. That's all I can say. Very good. The actors are really performing. They're doing the moves. I mean, there's a moment where it doesn't
A
look right,
little,
a little hokey,
yeah, it looks a little. Well,
but
it's not as bad as Sword and the Sorcerer, the movie I think that's the movie we started with. So,
at least
so yeah,
it's not overly choreographed. Like
yeah,
I know I keep talking about modern films. There's always going to be this comparison, but we're in the 21st century. We can't help but talk about modern films, and I can't help but say how now they look too choreographed, too clean. It's like they are so unrealistic. I
yeah. John Wick. Actually, that's a controversy for a side. John Wick looks too stylized sometimes. It looks way too stylized. Especially the last movie, it's stupidly stylized. Although amazing and fun and awesome, still an awesome action movie. It's too this has a meat to it, eh? It feels meaty. That's the best way to put it.
well, I was going to use The Matrix as an example. Because
I would say no. Well, the Matrix is supposed to be that way.
but everything like
See,
is
there's a
trying
difference.
to be that way, and even though The Matrix, you could argue that it's set in it's set in a digital world, so of course it's going to do that. It can take
Yeah.
liberties, but when you have something set in the real world, a fight does not look like that, and I think that it's stupid to. You're a damn fool if you think Matrix fights can happen in real life.
I've seen stuff that are close but not perfect. No, it's a lot of people just their eyebrows just rose.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but if you watch an actual fight, whether it's a street fight or a boxing match, it's not all punch, 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 block, block, block. It's two guys, especially in competitive sports. They're combat combatants are watching each other. They're anticipating. There's more calculating involved, and
Yeah.
these older
It,
films they
it
better represent that, even though they might have been considered too over the top back in the day.
no, this is super stylized. The fight choreographies, well, it's not like, but it's meaty. It feels meaty. It feels like the fights are actually well done. There's a couple times where it's meh, but it's still quite good. Like we're gonna also add the well, I guess we'll add the special effects as well to the fight choreography because there's not much. This has special effects, but it's very very laid back. What did you think of the special effects in this movie?
Um, Thankfully there wasn't much of it, but obviously CGI back then is was not very good. So if it was
Um,
CGI,
I,
or
I,
maybe it was other method, but
I'll disagree. I disagree. There's a good scene. There's a scene where they're fighting those ghosts. That looked really good.
oh no, the ghost scene is when I thought, okay, this is where it's dated. But when it's practical effects, I like it. I love it.
No, the ghost scene looked good. I actually did like that scene. I thought that was really well done. Um, I thought that was a cool moment in there that they actually did that. Again, as a whole, I think the cinematography and everything in this is it really has a good it's great. I actually say they give film people who are directing and making film. They show them movies that are foo foo puff puff movies that are really bad and awful. But oh, look at the film work here. Look at the film. This pretentious snobs. Do you know what? If I was a film professor, I'd put in Conan, Scarface, Godfather. These would be the movies I would put. The Warriors, just because some of the scene work. and some of this was way better than any of this other crap that they ram down your throat when you become a film student.
I don't know
And so
much
yeah,
about film courses and what they make you watch. I mean, I hear Citizen Kane is a movie that they force you to watch.
ugh. Anyway, I just pissed off a lot of people.
Okay, I will say this. I'm not going to say anything bad about Citizen Kane. I will not say it's good. I will not say it's bad. I will say if you like it because you think it makes you some kind of cultured intellectual, then you are watching movies for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Again, I'm not
Yeah,
saying Citizen Kane is bad. It's probably a good movie for all I know. I never actually got to watch it. I'm just saying, good or bad, if your only reason to watch it, or if you only say it's good because others say it is, then I'm sorry, but I don't think one's
that,
opinion is valid at that point.
I'll watch Conan and Conan the Destroyer and Conan the cartoon before I watch that flaming hot garbage again. And I am ballsy enough to say Citizen Kane is the Conan is the Citizen Kane of Citizen Kane. Conan is the Citizen Kane. Conan's better. I think it's better audience than on every straight level. But anyway, we got a little
The point
sidetracked in
is,
here.
well, before we get back on track, the point is, if you like any movie that's considered a classic, whether it's Kane, Casablanca, The Godfather, love him or hate him, if if it's a status thing to like them,
Casablanca's good. Yeah,
I'm just saying,
Casablanca's good.
if you only like them for status, then your opinion is not really valid.
Yeah, Casablanca's good. Dial M for Murder's good. Citizen Kane is the. Anyway, we're really a sidetrack. Well, we'll talk about Citizen Kane some other day. Maybe we'll have an old movie month. For those who want to see an old movie month, like, sub, and subscribe, man. If we get up there, we'll do an old movie month.
Classical
So,
movies, to be exact.
like, '60s movies and stuff. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll hash that out as time. We'll see what happens here. So, what do you think of the story of Conan the Barbarian?
Very simple, very basic, but that's not a bad thing. I like it when a movie knows its limits and doesn't try to be too much. Inception.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's a simple story. It is a simple story, but because of how well it was shot, how well the fight quad, everything about this movie is just really good. For a movie that's fucking as old as this movie is, and this is an old movie, it's still really good looking. It's not up there. I wouldn't say it's good, bad, the ugly. Good, like, where that's just beautiful beyond all belief. Like, that's an amazing movie, like, from start to finish. This is still epic.
Yeah, the my source was from a Blu-ray. The remastering was good and the picture quality was very good. It wasn't grainy like with a lot of films from that era. So it was well
Yeah,
preserved.
it was well preserved. And this is a great movie. Overall, probably, one of my all time favorites, and I can't deny that this is really good. Like, everything we've watched has been good. It's been consistently solidly good, and I really do like that's the thing I gotta say about fantasy movies. A lot of people like, oh, I don't like those B movies. Give me Lord of the Rings. No, 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 fucking fuck off, Lord of the Rings. Fuck off, Peter Jackson. You're fucking hack. I'm gonna say this. I would rather watch Conan the Barbarian than any of the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies. And I think even though they had less crowds, less people, even the last fight sequence isn't that epic.
Well, that's good.
If you think
Any
about it.
sane person would. I mean, for God's sake, Conan's got Schwarzenegger and it's got boobies.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger and boobies always sell, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. It's really well done. And for something like Peter Jackson has all this. Oh, let's talk about the CG work. Let's talk about how beautiful these effects are. Look, Conan is still better.
I think
One of my
I will say this about Conan. It's what I said about the other movie. Which one was it? I think it's a good movie, but
Mhm.
inside this 2 hour movie, there's probably a even better 1 hour and 45 minutes. That's
I'm still wondering. Yeah, the thing about this movie is, I don't feel like this is 2 hours. I feel that this is, like this went through so quick for me. I enjoyed every single second of this movie. Um, yeah, I'm pretty good. How are you going to rate this? What's your rating on this?
well, I can only give an even number with the booby meter, so uh, it's Schwarzenegger, nicely acted, good special effects almost all the time. I will
Mm,
give it. And I can see myself going back to watching this frequently.
yeah.
I don't really. I've seen it like maybe twice in my life because I think I enjoy other Schwarzenegger movies way more than this.
Mm,
But I didn't not enjoy it, so I will give it an 8 boobies.
8 boobies. So he's going 8 boobies. I'm giving it actually a 9.9. This is almost perfect. Almost perfect. Like, and I haven't had a 10 yet, but like this is almost perfect. I can watch this movie. This literally became an excuse to watch this movie at the last bit. It's like I had a choice between Dragon Slayer and Conan. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing Conan. Now the big question: how barbarian is this movie?
It's in the name.
It's in the name. Let that be our barbarian thing. It's in the name. Let's just put it that's our barbarian rating. It's in the name.
It's in the name.
This was it's amazing. It's if you haven't seen this movie yet and you want to show somebody this movie, I would even go as far as saying this movie, even for the booby meter being quite high, it's still good to watch. It's still not over the it's not awful. It's not horrible. It's still good.
It's got some. If you
And
love '80s cheese, you will love this.
it's not even if you love 80s cheese. Like I know people I've shown people this movie. I've shown kids that are like older this movie. I've shown people that have never seen this movie before and they're like, "Wow, this is really good." Surprise. How old is this? And they're like, "Oh, you tell them the age." It's like, "It's that old?" I've shown millennials this movies. I've shown kids from the freaking 2000s this movies.
Well, here's the thing.
20 something.
Why are they surprised when you say this movie is 40 years old? Like, why? How does age determine its quality? I don't understand that.
It's the way people are brought up. The newer's better. Newer's always better. That's their mentality. It's never the it's the same thing with George Lucas when he did the remake of the original Star Wars. It's newer's better, but then he doesn't realize that by adding all that crappy CG crap made it look worse. It's newer's better. It's that mentality. It's simply put. If it wasn't new, it's not better. So it's good, really well done, amazing. I think they did a great job. And yeah, I can't say anything else bad about this movie. This was the movie to watch. If we're gonna do Barbarian Month, this is the movie we need to end it on.
Unless we do a
So,
special additional review
uh, we
in the
could do
next couple of
Dragon
days.
Slayer. We could do Dragon Slayer, but we'd have to do it with we'd be doing like 3 videos a week, and that might be a little tacked on, but we'll see what we can do. Might be something to do. So yeah, I think overall great movie. I had a blast
Enjoyable,
and
more than
enjoyable.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I would say no. It's a highly liked movie. Like it's a movie you can watch.
Not my
There's not
favorite,
very.
not my favorite Schwarzenegger movie, but I could still watch it again. Probably I'll
I
probably
think this.
appreciate it more in a second or third viewing.
I think the second movie is very mediocre. I think the second movie's meh, but this one, the second, it's still good. But I think this one is really well done. I think this one is the movie I like.
How about Red
I like the
Sonja?
movie.
That's the unofficial third movie.
Um, I would say Red Sonja is. I don't know. I don't know what I'd want to rate Red Sonja. I'd have to watch it again. It has been a very, very, very long time since I've watched Red Sonja.
Um,
Like, that's been years and years and years. I'd have to watch Red Sonja. Destroyer I've seen recently, so I could actually give you a rating. But Red Sonja, I don't know. There are moments in Red Sonja that are really cool, and there's some cool scenes. But it's I think it's version of a Kenny, which is a Gamera reference. If you guys don't know what that is, uh, it's I don't like that version of Kenny. Although I do like the fact that he became the surf ninja. One, two dudes.
Surf.
So no, I think we're gonna call our. I think we'll stop the video next little bit. Thank you everybody. Like, sub, and subscribe. Next, what are we doing next there, Sean and Gun?
Well, if we don't do another Barbarian movie, if we don't squeeze one out in the next couple of days, on my channel we'll be doing Alien Month, and I don't mean the Alien franchise. I mean movies featuring aliens.
So he'll be doing Twitch stuff of aliens, if I remember correctly, and then I'm going to be doing the reviews of aliens, the Alien Month. So we're not going to be doing the aliens, but we're going to be doing stuff like you want to do Men in Black 1 first, right?
Yeah, but I think the reviews will be on my channel. Let's figure it out.
Okay. Oh, do you want to do a review on your? Do you want to do one video on your channel, and one video on mine?
Mm, again, let's
We'll
plan it.
figure that out.
We'll figure that out.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, then, Shaningan, and thank you, everybody. You have yourself a very good one.
Yeah, you can see we
And
don't plan things. We just do things. We're men of action.
yeah, we're men of action and men of little thought. And out of nowhere, we'll do an I'm Not Starfire review in the middle of Barbarian month.
Oh god, that was on your channel.
That was on my channel. That's gonna always be on my channel. Well, all right. So you guys have a very good day, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Bye.